Hi, so I'm going to try and make this concise. I've just done a video and I feel I went on and didn't get to the point. So let's get to the point. So where are we at? We are at the point that we've been waiting to get to. So the new moon in Aries is on the 17th of April. We've got going to have 7 planets there. It's going to be touching Chiron. Chiron, the wounded hero. I'm going to say wounded hero. Yes, it's usually called the wounded healer. But there is an element of the spiritual warrior in place now that Neptune is in Aries, joining Saturn. There's some seriousness happening at the moment with Saturn and joining Neptune. Neptune helps us dream, and it helping us dream into our own selves and our identity. And it's helping us reflect at ourselves with more of a sense of identity and what we want for ourselves. But the thing is, Saturn's there, it's going to hang out there for a little while, has been there, joining Neptune to slow us down in our pursuits a little bit, because it wants us to do things properly and in good timing. So all that's going on in the background there. Now Saturn is going to start leaving Neptune to its own devices. But in the meantime, we've also got other things happening. So the fire is building and building. So as I'm recording this on the 14th, we've got the moon in Pisces still, closing out its cycle with the sun. And it's going to make a new moon. And on the 16th, it's going to be a dark moon. So there might be a lot of heavy emotions on the 16th. But I'm thinking more, because if this is GMT, it'll be more like sleeping through some of this. So the morning of the new moon on the 17th is really where it's going to be at its darkest, because it's at 12 o'clock midday on the 17th that the new moon in Aries is happening. Now, what does that really mean? Well, it means literally what it says on the tin. Totally going for it. All steam ahead. The only energy that we're waiting, that's lingering in the background to really change now, after this new moon, I say the only energy, it's still massive, is Uranus in Taurus, because that's still in a yin sign. Well, that's going to change on the 25th of April. And it's going to change into Gemini, the sign of communication, thinking, education, our day-to-day life, how we transact between one thing and another. It's where we do our bartering from, it's where we do our exchanges, our daily life, our transport even to some extent. Just everything. And it's going to be much faster because it's going to be in an air sign. So that's not happening just yet, but it is happening, 25th of April. And then, of course, sometime in July, we've got Jupiter moving from Cancer into Leo, which is, of course, another creative big force. So by the time July comes, we're going to be in a very fast moving energy. So we're going to need to use all our skills that we've developed over this last few years, whilst the larger planets have been in the more yin signs of slow and steady. We're going to be using all those skills that we've got in our toolbox to keep ourselves steady during this faster pace of life, because fast is the aim of the game now. We are going faster, even if we don't want to. We're probably noticing time has a different meaning to it now. Have you noticed that? A week isn't the same as it used to be. A year isn't the same. For me, a year is been cut down in half in terms of how quickly we get there. So if I'm committing to something, I don't need to worry about, 12 months is a long time away, because it isn't. Time is different now. The concept of time is changing. And that ties into the fact that things are becoming more galactic and quantum. We've got Pluto in Aquarius that's also having conversations with Mars on this day, giving us our power to proceed in ways that are human, more human. And we are in the process of needing to maintain that humanness and not give it away to AI. I'm not saying AI is bad, it's not, but we need to make it work for us, not the other way around. And I don't mean that in a create another karmic cycle of slavery, but have the machines be the slaves. That's a whole other conversation, isn't it? But where we're heading now is to the new. The full energy of Aries gives us the courage to do things that we don't know how it's going to work on the other side. We just say, I've had enough of the old and I want to dive into the new. The Pisces was the old, but it carried with it ancient wisdom, which we're going to take with us now through to this new start. We're not just binning everything without taking the fruit of our labour. I mean, it has been a lot of surrender in Pisces. There's been a lot of confusion, so much confusion, depending on what's going on in your personal chart. We've all got different levels of that, different connections to Neptune in our chart, which is the modern ruler of Pisces. But the classical ruler of Pisces is Jupiter, and we've got wisdom with Jupiterian energy. And we're taking that with us, and we're going to actually bring it forward to create a new society and teach another generation. And they're teaching us. And I think we are looking more about equality, especially with Pluto, the power to the people being in Aquarius. And it's going to be making trines. There's going to be trines coming up later in the year of these powerful outer planets that make these big generational shifts and societal change. So it's big. And I'm not dramatising. You can see for yourself it's big. Out in the mundane astrology, world astrology, you can see how big it is. But if you focus on the inner energy, which is what I prefer to focus on, I prefer one-to-one astrology readings where we're going in depth into your chart. There's lots of change happening with you right now, and it's massive. And I don't really think that anyone's going to just be standing still. There's lots of shifts happening. It depends on whereabouts in your chart your Pisces is as to what you're getting, you're moving away from and taking that sigh of relief. Where Taurus is where you're still waiting for that revelation to finally, come out. So it's in Taurus right now, as I say, on the 25th of April, that's going to change. And this new moon is all a part of that. So everything that's happening at the moment in the chart, including Jupiter in Cancer, we are getting wise in our emotions. We're getting wise about our family systems. We're getting wise about our structure in society and what we want going forwards. It's going to take time. Saturn takes its time. Saturn asks us to mature, and it asks us to end things that don't work. And that's what we've been having to do in our individual life. And so it all ties in together. Uranus will at some point start to rejoin Sedna again. Sedna is the feminine energy that breaks the patriarchal stuff that has been toxic. And Sedna moved into Gemini in 2024. But to keep the energy clean in terms of how I'm explaining it, it's all fire at the moment. And on the 17th of April, the new start gets faster because you've already started implementing things. I mean, Mars is going to be there. There's a stellium of planets, which means there's a group of planets of 3 or more. Mars, a planet of action, is very much in tune with what it wants and what it's going to do to get it. It's got its maximum fuel. It's in its rulership. So Mars is really in charge here. Mars is the ruler of this new moon. So action is the key. Action is everything. You might feel irritable because there might be a lot of fire in your system. So the best thing you can do for that is to go and make sure that you get active, I think. And you don't mean burn yourself out, because that might be the opposite of what you need. But do something. Move the energy. Light a fire safely. And just move the energy. It's going to demand some action, this new moon. So if you have been sitting back, afraid to act, you're going to get your courage back. That's what this is. You're getting your courage to do what you need to do to move forwards. So I wish you all the luck in the world, and I'll speak to you very soon. Okay? Oh, and not to forget that Mercury, the planet of the mind, is also there. So thoughts, actions, feelings, intentions, your higher self and your maturity, they're all working together. Saturn and Neptune are the big players in this, in that they are the apex of a minor grand trine, which has been going on for a few months, and will continue on until 2028, 2029. And that is where you're heading in this life. That somewhere you've never really explored before, but it's on the shoulders of the changes that are going to happen. And it's on the shoulders of the power that's being created and the truths that are coming out. We can't start fresh with stuff that's not real and true. And Aries is the energy of truth. It gets a bad rep, but actually, if you want honesty, go to an Aries, they'll tell you the truth. So, on that note, good luck, be true to yourself, and all will be well. And there's no point in being deliberately pessimistic, because that's not going to actually do anything. Why don't we just be deliberately optimistic, because it can't do any harm, can it? Okay, lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.